Hey everyone, I hope you had an awesome weekend. I miss you. It's going to be a good week, so let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to read the first essay together, and I'm going to go through and highlight with you. The first essay is called Stop Blaming Video Games by user. Actually, their username was encrypted, so I could not get the author's name. They wanted to stay anonymous. All right, so we are looking for the claim, evidence, reasoning, and rebuttal. And the rebuttal includes counterclaims. So let's go ahead and get started. It looks like we have an opening paragraph of sorts, which probably means the claim is in there somewhere. We need to find what they're arguing. The video game phenomenon is something new in this modern society. That's not arguable, that's just fact. These days, the popularity of video games have caused major controversy. That's just a fact. Parents and experts feel that some games are just too violent or they are bad for children in general. All right, that's also a fact that there are some parents and experts who feel that way. Still nothing to argue here. They have begun to demand that the government regulate the sale of these games to protect children. Also just a fact. However, video games do not cause an increase in aggression in adolescents and actually have several positive aspects. Boom. That's our claim. That's what is an arguable statement, so to speak, right? Because you could argue that video games do cause an increase in aggression and that there's zero positive aspects, but this author is saying that it does not cause aggression and that there are several aspects to video gaming. So it says right here, we need to make the claim bluish. So I'm going to make the claim bluish. Let's see, bluish. That's bluish. Okay. To begin, video games can push children's competence to the limit by forcing them to master a certain ability to overcome the obstacles in a game. Boom, that's a reason. They just said there are positive aspects. And the first positive aspect, they just jumped straight into it. They said the first reason why there are positive aspects of video gaming is because it makes you think, right? It pushes your competence level. So what color do we need to make reasoning? Green. 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 Green-ish. I don't like that. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to fix mine because it's just not green enough. Okay, I like that one. I don't know what it looks like on your monitor, but on mine, it's very nice. For example, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six series, I don't know what game that is, but for example, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six series requires teamwork because the player acts as the leader of an elite anti-terrorist squad consisting of 3 to 4 members. At the beginning of the game, players can choose how to infiltrate the terrorist compound. They can plant an explosive on the door, use a fast rope from the rooftop, or simply breach into several doors to create a surprise assault. Page 21. Okay, so this is actually evidence to back up his reason, right? His reason is that it makes you think. And this is an example of a game that makes you think about the best way to get past an obstacle. Like you really have to use strategy. So what color is evidence? Pinkish. Pinkish. Okay, this is more purple, but that's fine. These options will ignite the sense of logical thinking and strategy formations in ways which formal education does not. All right, that's just a conclusion to his paragraph, because remember, you never want to end a paragraph with a quote. Also, video games are also, too many alsos, man. Video games are also a tool for social interaction. All right, he just gave us another reason. And I'm not going to highlight the first also, because that's just bad writing. Friendship. So he's saying that a second reason that it's positive is because it's good for social interaction. He continues to, or she, I don't know. Friendships can be developed through playing video games. That's still part of his reasoning. He's like, it's social. You can make friends. That's still part of his reasons that's positive. Many of the most popular video games today have either a multiplayer or online mode. Fortnite, for example, may be a battle royale game on its surface, but over the last year, it's also morphed into a place to meet friends and spend time together in a digital space. So that is his evidence, right? That's his evidence. He's proving here is an exact example of when this happens, of when that social interaction happens. So I'm going to make that pinkish, which is really purplish for me. The same can be said for Call of Duty. This game focuses on eliminating the other team, so teamwork has a major role in succeeding in the game. With a headset, a combination of a headphone and a microphone, team members discuss and plan strategies. All right, so that he's just like giving us another example, but it's not necessarily like evidence because he's not quoting something. It could be evidence, it's just not very strong evidence. So we're just going to look past it. But if you really want to, you could add in the Call of Duty as evidence. So let's go to the last paragraph here. On the other hand, some people, they need a comma there. On the other hand, some people still believe that the negative aspects will overcome the positive aspects. All right, so that's the counterclaim. Some people think that the negative aspects are going to overcome any positive ones. Like there's just way too many negatives to even matter about the positives. So that is the counterclaim, which is part of the rebuttal. And that is supposed to be yellowish. So I'm going to highlight the yellowish because this is part of the rebuttal. The article Don't Shoot, Why Video Games Really Are Linked to Violence by Amanda Schaefer from Slate.com stated, the connection between violent games and real violence is also fairly intuitive. In playing the games, kids are likely to become desensitized to gory images, which could make them less disturbing and perhaps easier to deal with in real life. So this is still part of the counterclaim. He's saying other people think that video games are too negative. Here's an example of why they think it's too negative. Let's just keep reading. Though this presents evidence that violent games do, in fact, increase violent thoughts, this data still cannot serve. Here's where he slams it down, right? Here's the rebuttal part of the rebuttal. Though this presents evidence that violent games do, in fact, increase violent thoughts, this data still cannot serve as evidence because the test was conducted in a controlled environment without considering the other factors that might result in a change in behavior. Additionally, although violent video games might expose children to violent behavior, the amount of violence is often not as great as seen in popular movies and television. So this is, you can highlight this whole paragraph is the rebuttal. But if we just wanted to break it down to the specific counterclaim and then where he punches that counterclaim down, it's going to be this first line and then though to the end of television. So I'll make that yellow. Yellow. There we go. Except for it's not very yellow. It's not yellowish for me. That's it. That is essay 1. Okay, it's still not yellow, but you get it. If you want help with essay 2, you can click right here. All right, have a good day, everyone. Bye.